Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best biometric gun safes. Starting at number 10. MJKJ Handheld. The RG350 is the real deal, a stellar option for retro gaming fans. But don't just take my word for it. Kotaku loved it as well. In terms of what this pocket beast is capable of, it'll emulate NES, SNES, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Genesis, Neo Geo, PS1, and a host of other systems you probably won't use, but it's still cool to have access to. The most shocking is how well this device runs PS1 titles. PS1 requires a fair bit of power to emulate, so to have this much power in such a small space, while still keeping the price low, it's a welcome surprise. Where the RG350 differs from the more generic options, you know the types, is in how well put together it is. It feels like a proper machine, rather than a lump of cheap plastic. I've also gotta give props to the implementation of the R1 R2 and 1 lira 2 lira triggers as buttons along the top of the case. That's some smart design right there. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Old Arcade New 8-Bit Kids. After an affordable way to play NES games? The 8-bit Old Arcade is for you. Let me just get this out of the way first. Because of the low cost, it's unfair to compare the Old Arcade with the pricier, more powerful systems. It's like comparing a bicycle with a car, they're two different beasts. That said, when keeping the price in mind, the Old Arcade is perfect for those on a budget. It plays the majority of NES games at full speed, and the coloring on the console is a nostalgic delight. Number 8 of my list. Hyperkin Superboy. Got a load of Super Nintendo games around the house? Why not put them to use with the Hyperkin Superboy? This pocket-size handheld plays all your physical SNES games. Just grab a game, insert it into the handheld and play. It's as simple as that. What's also really cool is this console can hook directly up to your TV. It's a handheld and a home console in one. There are also 2 ports for SNES controllers, meaning you can have a truly old-school experience with modern hardware. The only drawback of this console is it doesn't play everything at full speed, which is a bit of a sticking point for a console that only plays SNES games. Coming at number 7. Gunvolt Microvolt XL. One of Gunvolt's entry into the biometric gun safe arena is the Microvolt XL MVB1000. This costs around $200 and is built to give you a low false rate of rejection. The irritation some people get when their prints aren't recognized correctly by the computer is one of the reasons why fingerprint safes aren't as popular and widespread as they ought to be. Gunvolt uses better recognition software that reduces the false rejection errors, making it easier to open the Microvolt MVB1000. The MVB1000 uses a spring-loaded door system that makes it convenient to open the lid, and you can register up to 120 fingerprints if you wish. This is a lightweight unit reinforced with 18-gauge steel to protect it from intruders. The inside is lined with soft foam to prevent any damage to your firearm. On the inside of the door, you have integrated pockets where you can leave small items and documents. At number 6. MJKJ Handheld. I was in 2 minds about mentioning the MJKJ Handheld game console on this Best Handheld Retro Consoles guide. It has a lot of problems, but let's get the bad out of the way first, shall we? It feels cheap and is a little too light for my liking. The TV output function isn't guaranteed to work, and using Street Fighter IV and Bayonetta on the images to promote it when there's no way this thing is going to run those games is very dishonest. This handheld will run 8-bit and 16-bit games. It won't run them as well as the GPD, RG350, or PocketGo, but it still runs them well enough to not feel shortchanged. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. PocketGo S30 Retro. The PocketGo Portable is a great option if you're on a budget. It'll play NES, SNES, Master System, Genesis, and Game Boy games up to Game Boy Advance, as well as PS1 and MAME. Don't expect perfect emulation, nor will the PocketGo be on par with the RG350, but for the incredibly low price, ROMs run well enough for it to be considered one of the best handheld retro consoles around. It comes equipped with an 8GB micro South Dakota card, which while only enough for 1 or 2 PS1 ISOs, it's plenty of space for ROMs from older consoles. Although I would still upgrade the storage if you've got a huge catalog of games you're looking to turn into ROMs. Coming in at number 4 of my list, Retroid Pocket Handheld. The Retroid Pocket Android handheld game console is a great option for emulating Dreamcast games. It's an Android system, which at this point in time, all handhelds emulators should be. Android opens up the system to excellent software, meaning you can get near full-speed emulation. While this console will play Dreamcast games at high speeds, it also plays PS1, N64, PSP, MAME, as well as all the 8-bit and 16-bit consoles. Again, more Android consoles please. The breadth of possibilities is too good to pass up. Elsewhere, this console has a killer screen along with 2 well-designed analog sticks. At number 3. BAORUITEng Handheld. The RG280M is one of the best value emulation handhelds there is. It is, in simple terms, an RG350, only downsized. I do need to stress this: when you get your device, ignore the box. It's simply horrific and makes it look like it's a dollar shop kid's toy. Once you're in, though, that's where this thing comes to life. The build quality is exceptional, and the ergonomic design feels natural. The bottom corners rest really well when you're gripping the console. Don't you just love handhelds that don't hurt you? As for the emulation power of this device, it'll run all the lower-powered consoles, but PS1 emulation is this thing's killer selling point. It runs PS1 games at near full speeds while easily maintaining the expected frame rates. It really is glorious to see in action, and the screen on the RG280M really helps. Just keep in mind this is a one-stick console. Coming at number 2. Retro Mini Handheld. The Retro CM3 is one of the best emulator consoles on the market, and you really need to consider it for your next purchase. This console is built using the Raspberry Pi 3 card. Like Android, Raspberry Pi is my go-to when it comes to emulation. There is a lot of power in the Pi that's perfect for emulating older systems. As for what this can run, up to PS1 is the answer. I should note, it plays this stuff with ease as well. Think of a game, it'll play it at full speed without any hitches. I'm sure there are exceptions somewhere, but I haven't come across them. It's not just a power that makes this such a killer console. The screen quality is exceptional. Your games will gleam. And number 1. 3. 5 RG350M. The RG350 is currently my go-to emulator device. Delivering crisp visuals with near-perfect emulation, it's too good to pass up. My only real concern is the plastic shell. It feels mass-produced. That's not a deal-breaker by any means, but it's always been a point of contention. That was, until this new version of the RG350 came along. Instead of the plastic, now we've got an aluminum alloy shell, and the difference is it now feels like and looks as good as it plays. Sure, this is purely a cosmetic upgrade, but it's great to see areas the console could do better in getting improved. As it's still the RG350 on the inside, in terms of what it can play, it's NES, SNES, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Genesis, Neo Geo, and PS1. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.